Canada has over 1 trillion barrels of untapped oil in its reserves, and Canada's government is not taking advantage of it. Welcome to part 1 of Canada's natural resources. Canada has a gas problem, and everyone knows it. In the last 10 years, the average price of gas has gone up by over 50%. The first problem is that they ship over 1 billion barrels of Canadian oil a day to the US for a discounted price, but we'll get to that in another video. The real reason Canada has a gas problem is because they simply don't have enough gas. Canada currently has 167 billion barrels of crude oil in reserves, but they have 1 trillion barrels in the ground. If Canada could tap into the 1 trillion, we could export a lot more for a logical price, we could lower our gas prices to help Canadians, and we could boost Canada's economy. But why haven't we done it? Realistically, most of this untapped oil is untapped for valid reasons. It's either too expensive to extract, it has very high gas emissions, so it's not good for the environment, or it's harder to refine and turn into gas. However, there's one problem that stops over 150 billion barrels of oil from being extracted and used by the government. That problem is Bill 69 and the lack of pipelines. This current national government, Liberal, has cancelled or shelved many of the pipeline projects introduced by Albertans to solve this major issue. The 3 main projects, Northern Gateway, Energy East, and Mackenzie Valley. These were 3 pipeline projects approved by the Conservative government that would have given Canada direct access to sell oil to Japan, Korea, China, India, and all of Europe, bypassing the US. Instead, they were all cancelled by the Liberal government, losing the major opportunity to become less dependent on the US and boost the country's economy. In fact, if all 3 pipelines had been built and were running today, Canada could be earning $58 billion more a year. Not only that, but there would be tens of thousands of jobs in construction, refinery, and industrial that could have greatly impacted the current job shortage in Canada. And if the government spent the almost $60 billion on education, these pipelines alone could fund the entire education system for a third of the country every year. Pipeline revenues could even cover 30% of annual healthcare costs. Is it time for a new pipeline project to be implemented and introduced in Canada? Let me know down below, and I'll see you in part 2.